Greetings. Today we'll do a reading that will help you understand whether you should make a decision, whether you should do what you planned, or if it's better to wait, see how things unfold, and then do what you want or not do it at all. Before you are 4 decks of cards. You can choose the one that you like best, the one that attracts you, the one that seems to be drawing you in energetically. I will do a reading for each deck of cards, which will help you understand whether or not you should make the decision that you have in mind. Now, think about the question you would like answered. What is this decision? What have you been thinking about lately? Would you like to understand whether you should change something or whether you should wait and not make any sudden moves? Think about this, look carefully at all 4 decks, concentrate, and choose the one that will give you the truest answer. I want to warn you that this is a general reading. Therefore, when you listen to the interpretation, pay attention to what resonates with you in this reading. What do you feel when you listen to it? What thoughts come to you? What are this reading and the cards trying to tell you? It happens that not the whole reading fits your situation, but some individual words, moments, or sentences give you the answer and the solution to your question. Therefore, I wish you, while listening to this reading, to concentrate on yourself, on your feelings, and feel what this information is for you. Understand this, and then make the best decision. I think that by now you have already chosen a deck. Let's see what the cards will tell you. For those who have chosen deck number 1, before I start shuffling the cards and laying them out for your question, I want to tell you that first we will look at who you are, what situation is currently developing and happening in your life. And then we will look at this reading in such a way that you will find out what will happen if you decide to act and change something, and what will happen if you decide to stop, wait, and do nothing for now. This way you can weigh all the pros and cons and make the best decision for yourself. While I shuffle the deck, think about yourself, about your situation, about the question you have, and I will lay out the cards for you. Let's begin by looking at who you are and what situation you find yourself in. I see that you are most likely a woman, quite powerful, someone who knows how to combine different areas of her life. You are very skilled and you have enough time for everything. You know how to be feminine and to think about yourself, about your needs. You know how to present yourself so that you are respected and you feel worthy of everything. At the same time, it feels like you have your own business or a very well-paid job. And this reading, which I will now tell you, is very closely connected to your earnings, your work, or your business, because I see that the choice you are making now is globally important for you. This is the step that, once taken, will change everything. And that's why it's so important to you that you don't know whether to go into this new future and change something or leave everything as it is. Because on the one hand, you would like to finally make this decision. Decide on it. Cut off everything old. Go into an unknown future and receive your reward. But at the same time, you are afraid. You are afraid that this could be the beginning of the end. That by doing this, you will not receive the reward and the result that you want so badly. Therefore, of course, you're most likely watching this video because this decision, this situation is global for you. It will take you to a new level of life. Let's now see what will happen if you decide to do this, and what will happen if you leave everything as it is. In the scenario where you take the step and change what you want or should change, I see very good results. Here, abundant money cards fall out. They speak, firstly, about achieving the desired result, about reward, about the fact that you feel like an abundant, independent woman who receives her reward according to her merits, who enjoys what she has, can afford even more than she could before. You will feel like the queen of your life, as if you are controlling this reality, that you have achieved the result that you wanted so badly. And, I have a question. Why are you so afraid of this? Because the reality that opens up if you make this decision is very cool. Here you can really see that you will work, you will invest, and you will receive everything you wanted so badly, according to your merits. You will come to everything you have desired so far. Yes, I see that such a beautiful picture will not be super easy for you, because here is another card which falls out in the trinity of these beautiful cards, speaks of change, about the fact that you will have to go for a drastic change of something, and events can turn in such a way that you may not be able to keep up with the speed of these changes. But the spread emphasizes that you have all the strength, skills, and opportunities to cope with this, and somehow control these rapidly developing events. Therefore, if this does not bother you, then of course, it would be great to make a decision for it. Why? Because in the branch of events where you still decide to do nothing and leave this idea for later, I see that this will not bring you the proper results. You will constantly be in a state of dissatisfaction with the reality that you have. You do not like what you are in or where you are. And you will have a constant feeling that it is time to make a decision to leave there. It's time to quit what you don't like. Leave the place where you are so uncomfortable, especially emotionally. But at the same time, you will hesitate between leaving and not making any decisions. Here is such a paradox. If you make the decision to refuse change, then you will still remain between two choices, two options. You will still remain in the middle. You will not be able to let go of this idea, move forward, change something. It will still gnaw at you. You will be in these emotions, in these doubts. This will strain you very much, take away your energy and strength. When we get stuck in thoughts that we missed something, could have done things differently, that what if it would have been better there after all? It takes away our life energy very much, and no one will be better off from this. Looking at this spread, I see that you are a very strong person. You really have all the possibilities and skills to take this seemingly scary step, because there will be changes, because it is a different level, a different environment. But you can do it. You have one last step to take, one small decision to make, and everything will be the way you want it. Therefore, I wish you good luck. I give you a little courage so that you can make the best decision for yourself in this situation. For those who have chosen deck number 2, let's start by looking at who you are, what energies you are in, what life situation you are in, and why you need to make this choice. We will be cunning. We will see what will happen if you decide to act and change something, and what will happen if you still refuse this idea and leave everything as it is. This way, you can compare two scenarios and understand what will be better for you. While I shuffle the deck and lay out the cards of our spread, think about yourself, about the situation you would like to understand, or about the question that is now very acute for you. And then, when you listen to the spread, take from it what resonates with you and is the best. we'll begin by looking at who you are. I see that you are quite a positive, optimistic person. Bright, noticeable, you love new things, change, perhaps a bit of spontaneity, unpredictability. This life interests you, but at the same time, you think about security and stability. You are the kind of person who knows how to combine a thirst for adventure with ensuring it doesn't go too far, so as not to live too carelessly and then have to deal with the consequences, the aftermath of these adventures. And here, in this situation, I see that the choice you face is whether to move forward, whether to go towards new adventures. Perhaps it is related to a new trip, a move, something that would bring you pleasure and new emotions, but you don't know if it's worth it, or whether it's better to wait, save resources and your strength, because suddenly, having gone there or having done this, you will regret it later, because it would be better to save money, for example. Of course, I understand you. With a character like yours, you constantly want something new and interesting. You don't want to sit still, just live an ordinary, stable life. But on the other hand, how do you know that if you decide on another adventure, you won't regret it? Won't you waste your time, resources, perhaps even money? Because here it feels like there is another question about money. Perhaps you are thinking about whether it is worth investing money in this right now, whether you will lose it. Maybe you should save it because it will come in handy later. So now we will find out. And let's start by looking at what will happen if you still decide on this adventure, this risky undertaking, or decide to change something after all. And here I see that at first you will indeed achieve what you want very quickly. You will get real pleasure from this victory. You will feel triumphant that yes, I did it. I won. I'm on top of the world. I can do it. But this victory will be very short-lived. The pleasure and enjoyment, the joy from what you will do, will not last long. And soon you will realize that the result that happened in the end and the experience that you lived through in the scenario was difficult for you, and it will be a difficult experience. I won't say that it's something tragic or terrible, no. It's more about the fact that the result you get, the final, ultimate result, will make you think that yes, it was good, interesting, but still it was better not to do it, because the consequences were not so much severe, but such that they hardened you and made you rethink what you were striving for and what you did. And these reflections will put you in a situation where you will withdraw into yourself. You will think about, where did all this leave me? I thought everything would be grandiose, completely different, but reality does not coincide with my fantasies. And because of this, you will begin to experience fears, anxiety about the future, about whether I can still do it differently. What if I try again? Will this attempt not be crowned with the same unsatisfactory result? It will be a fleeting pleasure, which you will still regret later. On the one hand, yes, it will be an experience for you. And thanks to this mistake, you will understand that next time it is better not to do this. It is better to do it differently. And you will already know that if you have such a feeling and thoughts that you should not do this, then such situations are best avoided. There are people who, even knowing that the result will be unsatisfactory, are interested in going into it to see what will happen there, what I need to learn, thanks to which I will then be more careful or smarter. But let's still see what will happen if you decide not to do this and wait. I see here that this option will be very quick for you as an opportunity to avoid consequences. Here the cards show me. If you do not choose these adventures and changes, then this will give you the opportunity to breathe out, exhale, and think, phew, I feel better. This can be avoided. It's probably good that everything turned out this way. But I don't need to choose, but I refuse this. And the tension from this choice went away along with my refusal. You can relax. Stop torturing yourself with these questions. And indeed, this option seems to make it easier for you, does you a favor. That if you cannot do this, if you cannot choose, then you cannot worry about the consequences, about what will happen next and how this prospect will turn out. It is very interesting because at first, when I started telling you about who you are, the cards indicated that you want this adventure. But apparently the essence of the situation is that the consequences that may be and the fears that you have about making a decision to change something are stronger than your thirst for adventure. And most likely, if you decide to postpone this issue for now, it will be easier for you. And here I see such a development of events that the fact that you decide to wait will give you the opportunity to see a third option in the future, which will be ideal in every sense, because it will be such that you will not have to worry about anything. And you will understand in the moment that yes, this is definitely it. And here I won't even think about choosing or not choosing. If you look at the card at the bottom of the deck, which is on our left, it is Temperance. She always suggests that it is better to wait. It is better to wait and not make any sudden movements in the near future. Therefore, I hope that this alignment told you how best to act in your situation, and you will make the best decision for yourself that will lead you to where you need to go. For those who have chosen deck number 3, let's start by looking at who you are, what energies you are in now, what is happening in your life, what your thoughts are occupied with, what this choice may relate to, so that you understand how much this version of the spread resonates with you. And then we will look not just at whether you should make this choice, but what will happen if you choose to act and change something? And what will happen if you choose to stop and perhaps even forget about this issue and do nothing? This way, you can weigh all the pros and cons and make the best decision for yourself. Therefore, listen carefully, feel what resonates with you, find answers to your questions already in the spread itself, and make the best decision. And while I shuffle the deck, think about yourself and your situation. I already see that you are a person who is tired. Honestly, it feels like the situation you are in is so emotionally consuming, so uncomfortable for you, that you want to make a decision to change something and leave. When I laid out the cards, I immediately seemed to read that your situation, firstly, concerns relationships and personal life. And your choice is connected with staying with this person and trying to change something within this relationship, or make the decision to leave and give up because you are already tired. You are fed up with what is happening within your relationship and you're tired of fighting. You are exactly the person who fights, tries to achieve their goal, what you want so badly. You are trying to achieve this from your significant other or from your partner. I do not rule out that this spread may be about the fact that you are not sorting things out with a romantic partner, but this is a business partner, a friend, a very close person. So let me call this person a partner because there may be several options here. I see that you are the person who is fighting for this relationship, who is fighting for something to finally be resolved within your union or partnership, so that that person reciprocates your acceptance of some decision, which perhaps will change your union. Partnership will lead to changes. The cards tell me that you are really fighting within this relationship to plan the near future, to see how things could be for you further on, but together, so that you want to plan together, so that you want to move forward together, change, improve your life together, come to an understanding, to compromises so that you both feel good. But the feeling is that that person may not be ready or willing to change anything. And you are trying to carry all this on yourself to pull this relationship and the person along with you, but you are tired. It's true. It's as if you can't stand it anymore and are in discomfort that you would like to leave. Let's see what will happen if you still decide to change something. Leave, perhaps put an end to this story. And what will happen if you stay in this relationship and continue to save it? So, if you make the decision to drastically change everything and end this communication, yes, I see that it will be difficult for you. You will still hope and try with all your might to bring your relationship to some logical conclusion, preferably a positive one. But still, everything will end with the fact that you can't stand it. You drop it all. Because it's hard for you, and you will make a sharp decision with a cold mind to end everything. Here, the option is that yes, it will be hard, unpleasant, difficult for you, and you will not let go of the situation for a long time. You will want to admit the reality that everything is already over, and you will eventually wake up and say, that's it. I've had enough. I'm ending all of this. It can't get any worse, so it's better not to spoil each other's lives anymore. Make the decision to stop and leave. It will be difficult for you, but it will be a conscious end where you see reality as it is, and you allow yourself to fall to the bottom in order to give a chance to a new life. Let's see, no matter how sad this option may sound, what will happen if you leave everything as it is? Do not change anything and continue to be within this relationship. I see that life in this scenario will be filled with emotional swings, sometimes joyful, sometimes sad, sometimes good, sometimes bad. You don't know where to find your place. You don't understand how this will all continue. You will feel offended, dissatisfied with your position within this relationship. Although everything will not be so terribly bad, there will be moments of joy, happiness, a surge of emotions in a positive way. But on the other hand, it will be like an emotional swing. Sometimes we passionately reconcile, then we yell, swear, and get upset, offend each other, do not talk. And in the end, you will come to understand that there are still doubts inside you. You are still not satisfied with what is between you. Perhaps you will start looking at someone on the side, looking for other people, comparing. But someone has it better, but I have it like this. And this will only fuel your inner doubts, which will not give you peace. If you decide to wait and do nothing, you will not stop doubting. And this instability, it will still be present in your life. And as if there is no opportunity in this option for you to find the desired peace, tranquility, and stable development of events. Therefore, knowing these two perspectives, you can decide what will be better and more acceptable for you. Yes, they are both not rosy, but it happens in life that sometimes you need to choose something less terrible from two unpleasant options, or cut off very quickly. It will hurt, but it will be effective. I see a hint at the bottom of the deck that says, take everything into your own hands and act. You can do everything. You already have all the strength, solutions, knowledge, skills to change the situation the way you need it. The main thing is not to sit still, but to take actions and decisions, and everything will be fine. I wish you to cope with this situation, and so that everything works out for you in the best possible way. And the fourth deck, the fourth version of our spread, which will tell you whether to do what you have in mind. And we will start by looking at who you are, what energies you are in now, what situation you are in, so that you feel how much this version of the spread resonates with you. And then we will do it in a very interesting way. I will specifically look for you what will happen if you decide to change something or act, and what will happen if you leave everything as it is. This way, you can compare two options, weigh all the pros and cons, and choose the best scenario for yourself, while I shuffle the deck. Think about yourself, about your situation, what you would like to deal with. And then when I lay out the cards, we will begin to learn and peek into your future. I see that you are a person who seems to have recently gone through changes in your life. Or perhaps you are still in these changes and are thinking about how best to live through all of this. The cards indicate that the hardest part of these changes has already passed, and you are on the verge of things getting better. You will enter your new, fortunate branch of events. You have one small step left to take, which you are thinking about now. What is the best way for you to proceed? In this situation, I see that what happened to you is very closely related to your work, realization, earnings, your personal development, with the need to fully manifest, to show your skills, learn to earn, perhaps in a new way, or choose a job that will be within your power, where you can show all your best abilities. But it feels like this is not easy for you. It's as if you are now experiencing a deep crisis, strong changes that will lead you to a better version of yourself. Despite the fact that it is hard for you now, this choice, these changes, the difficulties that you encounter along the way are not easy. You have already lived through the hardest part. Now you will take a small step and everything will be resolved. This is the case when whatever you choose, a cool, rich future awaits you, which you want so badly. But let's analyze in detail how these two options differ, if you do, if you don't. In the first scenario, if you still decide to take this step, to change, to choose, to act, I see that it will inspire you very much. This will give you the opportunity to experience new emotions that you have not felt before, or have not felt for a long time. Since you are now in a difficult period of your life, choosing to act will give you the opportunity to be reborn and come alive. It will inspire you. It will give you new strength, resources, the desire to do, to move forward, to enjoy. It will bring you great pleasure. I see here a strong surge of energy, joy, and happiness. You will be very grateful to yourself for deciding to do this. Plus, it shows me that this will not only give you these strong, bright, cool emotions, this will also give you the achievement of your career or financial goal. This scenario will please you with money, a reward in material terms, and you will, in the end, feel rich, happy that your life is abundant, full of gifts, joy. By the way, I got a hint that this may also be due to the fact that you will be lucky not only in implementation, and you will be lucky where you're going to go, travel, choose, get a job. You will be lucky to meet a man who can create a very strong union with you. Therefore, choosing this option, it will bring you pleasure and happiness, not only in implementation and simply in life. It will also lead you to a meeting with that very man. This is very cool. But let's see what will happen if you wait with this decision. Choose to do nothing, do nothing. Here I see that nothing bad will happen, as sometimes happens, that if we don't choose something, it gets worse. On the contrary, you will still be healed. You will still come to balance in your life. You will still level out. You will feel calmer, more balanced. That finally, everything is working out, everything is fine, everything is going its own way. This will not lead you to the desired success, earnings, career growth, or achieving the results you want as quickly as it would be in the first scenario. In the end, you will come to prosperity, to achieving what you want, but very long, gradually, little by little, without emotional outbursts. And I even see that in this scenario, there may still be trials and difficulties, which on the one hand, will test you on how much you want what you have in mind. And on the other hand, these tests may also be in order to finally move you from your place and make you act. If you choose to do nothing, yes, your life will be calm, measured, healed, the feeling that it definitely won't get any worse. But at the same time, life will still present you with obstacles and trials that will make you move and come to the goal that you want to come to now. Therefore, this is the option when it is better to do than to be inactive. And in any case, you will come to what you want, get what you want in money, maybe even in love and relationships. It's great that now all roads are open before you to achieve and build the desired future. All the bad things are behind, so breathe out. Everything will be great in your life. And I wish you this so that you make the best decision for yourself. I wish you that in any case, whatever you choose, everything works out in the best possible way for you. Because any step we take in this life, any choice we make is an experience. And even if we make mistakes, we need these mistakes in order to learn from them and next time get into the branch of events that will give us what we want in life.